with the Cold Embrace and the Winter's Curse as well.
Yeah, you pop the Battle Trance and then you just Cold Embrace whoever's getting gone on. You're like, all right, well, we don't really care.
It's a pretty good Razor pick.
I mean, slipping all the way through to the very end, that's kind of surprising.
I don't know, this is... I think he's going to deny himself, but... No, bottom lane. Should be our first blood. Xavier still... They're not actually going to continue chasing. Okay, he had some stick charges to play with, it looks like, for Xavier, so he will be okay.
Not denying himself. I'm not sure how good Natsumi's going to feel about that. I mean, he's back up.
As Mac, he would be always happy to pick it up in top lane. Tino, finally they've been able to kill off Natsumi. He's really struggled in this lane, constantly playing with a low health pool, and they will finally get that finishing blow.
Right there, but certainly net worth-wise, he's doing a fantastic job, all assisted by Shanks. I believe Shanks is going into a little bit more of that mana regen for himself as well. Is Tino going to go down here?
Ooh. Oh, they get him. Nicely done. Natsumi with the TP back in. Looks like the boots and windlace not enough for Tino to be able to get out of range of the static link. So that's a big one. Is 28 to 10. So this top lane, again, the action breaks out. Natsumi falling lower and lower, but again, the Cold Embrace. Tino's going to have the Void up shortly, so once it expires, it's not enough damage, but that's where the right clicks are able to come into play. And again, this is a lane that really should not have been going as well as what it...
A lot of extra damage, be susceptible to some burst while Bob has used all of his abilities already. Like, this is that move I was talking about.
Don't think they're killing Lelouch. They will force a rotation out. Lelouch actually got to turn it back around onto Vincenzo. Got the boat. Xavier's going to think about stepping in as well. And meanwhile, top lane, the Razor's also getting chased down. A Void into the last right click should be enough to secure the kill. So Execration, they lose Vincenzo mid, but once again, they'll put Natsumi into the grave.
This is farm to Shanks's. Might be in a little bit of danger here, though.
Nicely done. AU dragging the creep so they could get that Splinter Blast target. And Lelouch is even going to bounce the Tidebringer off as well. So another kill for them to pick up. They are moving towards their location. Tino's going to look to play around with the first Dark Ascension of the game, but it's just the Night Stalker up top along with the Hellbear. So that should be enough to secure the kill. Meanwhile, bottom lane though, we have another fight breaking up. We'll still see Tino secure the kill onto AU, then we'll jump down to bottom. No one
else is going to be free to farm more camps, and that's what the Battle Fury allows you to do.
See Shanks. Should be another kill given over. Hopefully they give it to Natsumi as AU will yoink that one away. Natsumi. I don't know if any items really help out too much in this game. Hang on, Natsumi top lane's going to be in some trouble. Bob, a jaunt on forward, is able to get the ultimate out, but it looks like Lelouch stepping in with the run buff. It's not enough to keep Natsumi alive. It will be a 1-for-1 nonetheless. Lelouch claiming the streak away from Tino, but they are continuing to make Natsumi have such a rough start to this game, and now even mid as well. The action will continue on. As Bob's going to move on over, to top to mid he goes. Bob everywhere across the map.
Side of the map a little bit more comfortably, go down to the bottom area where, I mean, that's not where Execration want to be, right? They want to be pushing towers, they want to be enabling the potential Roshan, so bot isn't exactly the highest priority for them.
Top lane Tino, he's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Shanks is nearby to potentially step in to offer some assistance, but Polaris with their 3-man rotation, they once again get another kill onto Tino. Clear the Ancients for the next couple of minutes, but they are smoking down here on Execration. It does look like it's a pretty good read though from Polaris. They're already anticipating this with the support's position.
Yeah. Assassin, they're hoping that he's going to be the one to first pop this, but the main target is...
Oh, they see Force. There's the Kisses. He's got the Wraith back, so some damage mitigation, but it will not matter. This is the capability you have coming out with the Mortimer Kisses, but they're looking for some revenge. Xavius is nearby. They even have Lelouch as well to drop the combination, so this will be a kill back onto Vincenzo. Meanwhile, mid lane as well. It looks like Natsumi's in a little bit of trouble with multiple heroes showing bottom lane. Tino and Bob, they instantly jump on that opportunity to bring down Natsumi.
And the Midas is on cooldown. You hate to see it. A few ultimates just to be able to trade on that bottom side of the map. And it's actually Polaris, the ones making the first move. Good use of the X marks there. Should be able to get a free kill from this.
Bob's just going to have to stand off to the side and watch around. He does get taunted as well, but They've already used their stuns to hold him back. Tino's going to look to enter with the haste, but he's going to be a little bit cautious now. Still stuns, that's the thing. They need the levels to be able to lower these cooldowns, but this is a big win once again for Polaris. You get a pick off into a T1 tower.
Go.
Yeah, that's an incredible point, because we see what Shanks is doing right now inside the Dire jungle. He's taking a lot of the really difficult farm to get, and that is now difficult for Polaris to be able to at least give some farm over to Natsumi, give some farm over to Bob, mid lane. Davis will go down. Yeah, it's very difficult for Polaris to be able to at least a lot of damage mitigation. Natsumi is closing on his BKB as well. Needs another component top lane. They're setting up onto Palace. He's really far pushed up forward on the Troll Ward. He does have some members of Execration playing behind him. A Battle Trance is at the ready, but he really won't be able to do anything afterwards. The boat will hold him down into place, and they're even going to move him closer to the T2 tower. Lelouch feels the need to pop the BKB just in case more members of Execration show up.
This is, again, another great move by Polaris, right? They get a kill onto the enemy carry, who's going to Battle Fury, and look at the bottom of the map. Natsumi is completely free to do whatever the hell he wants. He's still got a little bit of PTSD. He's playing underneath his tower, but the reality is he's safe.
They're onto the Snapfire. I mean, well, AU might be the one that's in trouble as Tino's going to look to enter. It's a beautiful coil onto 2, but they've got to be cautious on Execration. They used a lot of their abilities at the moment. And the kiting from Polaris is starting to come out. The X's to hold them back, but Tino will get claim Radiance Triangle. They're able to win this team fight. They can lead it into the T1 tower top. I don't think they're at a stage where they can Roche. Actually, maybe with the Visage. They're going to look to move to take the fight around the remnants of the T1 tower, though. Trolls the person they're opening on. A core's going to hold the back at the moment. The boat will give them the run buff as well. Polaris, they don't have the greatest health on Natsumi to be able to continue to take the fight, but Force and Lelouch, they are both in fighting shape. They're going to be cautious how long they kite this fight around as finally Pelos tries to find an opening to jump into the middle, but instantly the familiar stuns will hold him back. Off to the right side though, the Mortimer Kiss is able to snipe the life of Natsumi, and now they're going to put their attention back over to Force, as the Aghanim Shard will only delay the inevitable, and as soon as the Battle Trance comes out, Pelos can easily stack up the damage along with the further stacks to knock off another chip on Polaris' side.
Requires a buyback out of Vincenzo. Nice use of the torrent there, just to maybe make a little bit more space for AU, but he doesn't have the... No Winter's Curse for him. He doesn't stand a chance.
You sure?
Yes. As a Wyvern that's been pursued by many a Night Stalker in a puck, no.
Oh, they get the spike carapace. No, it's almost fine. That's a beautiful way to enter the pit, and now Palos has the bow slamming down on his head. He couldn't get the Battle Trance off. It was still on cooldown, and now Lelouch, he'll catch out Shanks as well. The spell casting was beautiful from Polaris. Things back into Polaris' side. You're working with multiple BKBs.
Starting to come up online, so Dream Coil isn't quite as effective. Same sort of
bottom lane. Bottom lane, look at the damage! Oh my, that's so much damage, and Xavius with the maxed out spike. Carapace, he's got the 3rd point in the mana burn as well, so it's only going to continue to rack up. Natsumi, is he hasted up? He is, but he won't continue the chase, so... Right, they are playing with the ward on the high ground. And they're going to run into Xavius as well on the Nyx Assassin, and no messing around with the Mortimer Kiss has instantly dropped to try and pursue on for a secondary kill. Natsumi wants to turn this back around because Lelouch, he's working with a Scythe device, but the control's not enough to hold Tino into place. A really good start of the fight for Execration. They can consider going back in. It's going to be all up to AU to turn this team fight back around. The taunt, it'll buy some time, but it's not going to be enough. As Shanks off to the outskirts, it's just pumping in the damage with the impetus, and a Pelos. He can finally show up to the fight as well if it does continue to break out. But Polaris, they will retreat back to the safety of their high ground. Polaris moving his forward with Xavius on the Vanguard. They're going to run into Palos, but the stun's off the mark. An early use of the BKB as well, but it looks like Tino off to the northern side trying to solo kill Xavius. But a Cold Embrace is going to buy some time, but it just signals the Mortimer Kisses to get laid down. This is big if Polaris can reset. They lost one, yes, but you did expend a lot of ultimates out of Execration. They're going to look to reinitiate onto Natsumi, and they'll find it. the BKB expanded just to get out of the coil.
With the whirling axes being thrown out, but they recognize the importance of this Roshan. It was around a 2-minute respawn out of the potential
Great
maximum
position from
3.
Lelouch. This is great positioning by the wall, but he's going to move away. They will see Palos, and instantly with the Dark Ascension, Polaris, they need to group up. Instead, they're going to go in forward. Palos is falling low, will force up to repositions. Not enough, and now they'll rip apart the life of Vincenzo as well as Polaris. An incredible start to the team fight, and they want to make Execration bleed more. As Lelouch, again another tidal wave, dragging Execration back, but Tino.
They just want vision for the X mark.
They might be able to find it, but just that BKB getting him out. Who've they caught? AU with the curse. Xavier's just trying to connect.
If he aggroed that neutral camp into him, he would have been able to catch him.
He's under a ward. Xavier's the blinded pale. Gonna be off the mark, and they get a stun. Tries to force stuff in with the Spike Carapace, but still look what's happening across the map.
Question. Nyx is pretty terrible. Maybe the Razor?
Lane, they're setting up on Tino. What is that damage coming through from the duo supports? Tino loses 2/3 of his health pool.
Arcane power.
They're running at them. Bob's going to try and buy some time. They're playing on their higher ground, but they do have a ward set up at the moment, but I don't think Execration can continue to take this team fight as Natsumi once again just charging forward, someone who was scared at the start of the game. But a complete...
Gonna commit. Yeah, there we go. To be able to get the melee racks there.
Alright. Gonna pop the Dark Ascension from Tino. Visage is not an easy person to be able to bring down. You need that damage over time. That's important though. They broke the static link, but an even better Winter's Curse onto 3 will completely negate the BKB duration out of Palace, and he's gone. He's got a buyback, but Polaris, the execution throughout the team fights is something that Execration do not have an answer to so far. They need to get something worthwhile out of this. The buyback on Palos, they need a way for him to enter the fight. But again, Polaris grouping up, making sure there is no one isolated from the team.
Oh, you were mentioning Lelouch, known for, among other things, you know, his Ember Spirit, but Kunkka certainly up there as well. And he is beyond godlike right now, just looking to convert into this, push on forward. I think it almost certainly is. Just a few range racks left for them to be able to claim. Well, we saw how fast the towers and melee racks went away. Just that. Nope, never mind. That is the full mega creeps being picked up by Polaris in what was a really good showing. I mean, they did a great job to get many more towers than I was really expecting, and adapting to the fact that Natsume had such a poor laning stage.
They gotta go. They gotta go, but the instant hex, Lelouch will catch out Tino as soon as he jumps in. The throne's exposed, but they want the kills instead. It's a pretty goddamn good coil, but meanwhile, the Visage for Miller is just beating onto the last objective. They'll get rid of the Jugular and secure game 1 as Polaris look good in our semi-finals.
They do indeed. It's, you know, the good draft wins out in the end. I did like aspects of Execration's draft, but you've gone all in onto this Troll Warlord. You know, you've given him a ton of farm. You've allowed him to go Battle Fury, and he did by far the least damage in the game, 7.4k, and the next closest was on your own team in the Snapfire with 10k flat. So